Good afternoon, music world. John here from What's Spinning, here today to chat about this new ASAP Rocky album, Don't Be Dumb. It's been a long time coming. Now, if you've been following hip-hop and rap over the last 2 decades or so, you absolutely know who ASAP Rocky is, NY-based NC, one of the founding members of the ASAP mob, and one of the pioneers of cloud rap. And early in the 2010s, when I first started hearing his stuff passed around, I mean, this was the fresh face of hip-hop that I was dying to hear. This guy sounded like the future, and the future was now. Long live ASAP. I still adore this album. It seems to be like an album that's weirdly stuck in time, but in the best way. This sounds like 2010s hip-hop for me. Live Long ASAP is still a record that I absolutely adore. I mean, when this thing came out, I thought it was the coolest thing going. It's an album for me that is stuck in the 2010s in the best way. It just sounds like it defines this time period of rap. Same goes for Long Live ASAP. I still love the hell out of this thing, and I spin it pretty frequently. I mean, the guest features are great, the production is stellar, and Rocky on this tape just sounded completely untouchable. He sounded just like he was, all systems go. But around that time, I started having some issues with his music. At long last, ASAP, I mean, I get why this album has its defenders. There's a lot of people that freaking love this thing. But for me, this has always been a very bloated project and a less interesting and less compelling Long Live ASAP. Honestly, that's how I took it. It's still how I feel about it. And testing, I personally feel like I still haven't wrapped my head around it. I appreciate the experimentation that Rocky brought to the table here, but let's be real, a lot of the ideas were clunky and awkward, unfocused as well, which leads me to his new record, Don't Be Dumb. I mean, this thing has been years in the making. There's been teases, there's been non-album singles that haven't been released and didn't end up on this record. We've been through a lot, but leading up to this thing, as far as a sound goes, it kind of just sounded like all bets were off when it came to this record, and Rocky certainly tries a lot here, and in very small doses. I feel like there's a lot of interesting stuff going on here, like Order of Protection that kicks this album off. I mean, I'm gonna say this right now, it definitely gets you in the mood that you're about to experience a truly special record. The beat is ominous and cinematic, really dark. Not only that, but Rocky himself sounds great. He sounds urgent, he sounds hyped and dangerous. I also really love the drama of this track. As far as an opener goes, this is actually really impressive. Helicopters does a really great job of continuing the momentum as well. When I initially reacted to this track, I was lukewarm on it, but it is really decent. Rocky here, though, definitely sounds energized. He sounds like he's hungry again. Definitely appreciate that. And I will say, still, the beat is not my favorite. It's not exactly the kind of beat that I like hearing Rocky on. It just sounds like him rapping over a modern rage beat. It's just okay. But compared to some of the later experiments that go awry on this album, this track is not that bad at all. It's actually pretty good. I also really like Stay Here for Life. Brett Fires on this hook actually sounds really great, and Rocky sounds really emotionally in tune with himself here. This track shifts throughout. It really does actually become one of the more experimental moments here. I mean, it's nothing mind-blowing, but it certainly shows that Rocky still has some great ideas. Stop Snitching also might be the best track on the record. I mean, the beat that we get here is easily one of the darkest and most exciting ones here, and Rocky completely glides over it perfectly. It's not a full return to form, but once again, this kind of just sounds like where he should be sounding right now. Also really love Robbery and Don't Be Dumb, Trip Baby that come later on in the record. These are once again very dangerous, very exciting tracks. Not only that, but they just have Rocky sounding creative and inspired. Also want to shout out the bonus tracks that we get here. SWAT Team and Fish and Steak might be 2 of the best tracks on this record. As a matter of fact, they sound like what I expected to hear on most of this record. They're jazzy, they're a little eerie, they honestly sound like a very classic ASAP Rocky sound, which I don't know why he didn't want to do more of that on this record. See, there are certainly ideas that work on this record, which only makes it hurt a little bit more when everything else falls apart. If you enjoy most of this record, I definitely get it. There's some pretty wild and exciting stuff going on here from a true legend, but I feel like most of this stuff just doesn't sound good. I mean, Interrogation, the skit that we get early on the record, it's a real frustrating one. It sounds less like a concept for a skit and more like Rocky waving off any sort of negative criticism people may have about this record. Stole Your Flow also really doesn't do much for me. I mean, the beat is interesting, the production is solid, but Rocky just sounds petty and desperate on this track. For me, this just sounds like somebody who's less interested in becoming one of hip hip-hop's veterans, but kind of worrying about his relevance. For me, some of these bars are just hard to sit through. And tracks like Playa and No Trespassing are even worse. These should have been experimental highlights, but Rocky just sounds lost. Out of place, too. He sounds like he's chasing trends instead of creating them. And STFU, I mean, I've been hearing it more and more, and I'm just liking it less and less. This sounds like the Frankenstein hybrid of a Playboi Carti track with a JPEG Mafia track. And I don't know if it's just me, man, but like, I'm open to rappers and MCs experimenting, changing sounds, trying new things, but after all these years, I just expected something that sounded a little better. There are even moments here that don't even fail spectacularly. They just kind of exist. Like Punk Rocky, which I still can't get through. It's just so annoying. This track sounds like Rocky just discovered every dreamy indie record of the 2010s and just tried to do that sound to a T, but just wasn't cut out for the job. It's certainly a wild shift, but it's certainly one that doesn't sound good. And Air Force Black DeMarco just sounds dated to me. Confused as well. I mean, I will say Rocky does bring the energy here. The beat switch also sort of made me feel like something interesting was about to happen, but then we just take more back steps and go back in time. And Whiskey, I'm not resisting, actually has a lot of potential. Piano is moody and the atmosphere is certainly there, but Rocky just sounds uninspired. And considering the fact that this track features Westside Gunn and Damon Albarn, I figured it would be a whole lot more interesting. And the end as a finale is just kind of okay. I mean, the will.i.am feature, it's pretty rough. It just sounds completely out of place. And while I give a huge shout out for the Jessica Pratt feature, I feel like her feature here, while one of the more decent ones, still should have left me, feeling a little bit something more. It's a rough listen. I mean, Rocky certainly tried here. This isn't him falling flat on his face, but I just feel like a lot of these ideas are just not fleshed out enough, not really that unique either. It's an okay album. The ideas that work here really work very nicely, but there's also a lot of ideas that just seem petty, dated, and confused. I don't know. I expected a lot more. But if you enjoy this record, I do certainly get it. For me, though, I'm feeling a very light 5 on this album, but let me know what you all think down below. If you like the video, be sure to give us a like, give us a subscribe, and let me know down below what you would like for me to chat about in the future. And until next time, have a great day, friends.